Hello to everyone. This is Viewpoint on Noyan Tapan TV, and I am Benyamin Poghosyan. In the coming 3 weeks, Prime Minister of Armenia and President of Azerbaijan will meet at least twice, Brussels, and then on June 1st in Chisinau during the second European Political Community meeting. Then also a meeting is planned in Moscow on May 19 between Armenian, Azerbaijani and Russian foreign affairs ministers. And also there are some discussions that probably meeting between Russian President Putin, Pashinyan and Aliyev may take place also in Moscow somewhere between May 19 and June 1st. If the Leaders' Summit in Moscow will take place, it will mean that probably this will be the most intensive 3 weeks of negotiations during the entire Nagorno Karabakh conflict period, starting from at least May 1994, when ceasefire was signed and the first Nagorno Karabakh war ended. Never, in almost these 30 years of period, Armenian and Azerbaijani leaders meet 3 times within 3 weeks. So what does it mean? Of course, from one point of view, we may argue that there is some progress in negotiations, and now leaders are very serious to finalize this process. Between May 1st and May 4, Armenian and Azerbaijani foreign ministers, they spent 4 days in Washington in intense negotiations, and it was confirmed that they were working on the concrete text. So we have a text of document. Of course, there are different views what was achieved and what was not achieved in Washington, because according to Armenian and Azerbaijani foreign minister statement, almost no serious progress has been made. If we hear what Secretary of State Blinken said immediately after the negotiation, some significant progress has been made. However, at least there is a text and sides are working on the text. So from this point of view, maybe Armenia and Azerbaijan are close to finding of some type of document. Will it be called a peace agreement or agreement to restore bilateral relations or something else? But maybe sides are close to sign something. If not, of course, on June 1st Chisinau, so something may be signed also in Chisinau, statement or maybe some roadmap or maybe some principles of the peace agreement. But some experts believe that Armenia and Azerbaijan may find some kind of agreement until end of 2023. However, simultaneously, we have the process of continuing escalation along Armenia-Azerbaijan border. Just a few days ago, there were escalation by Azerbaijan in Gegharkunik region, which unfortunately resulted in one death of Armenian soldier and several Armenian soldiers were wounded. And also we see the concentration of Azerbaijani forces along the line of contact in Nagorno Karabakh. And Azerbaijani authorities, they clearly stating that most probably within several weeks, or at least within several months, they may launch some, as they called it, anti-terrorist operation, targeting the defense army of Nagorno-Karabakh Republic. So what's going on in Armenia-Azerbaijan negotiations? Are sides close to signing an agreement, or sides are close to another large-scale warfare, if not against Armenia directly, at least against Nagorno-Karabakh Republic? Simultaneously, we see the developments in Ukraine, when Ukraine army is closer and closer to launch the much anticipated counteroffensive against Russian troops. Now, in recent days, Ukrainians started to use new air-to-surface British missiles, hitting the targets deep inside the Russia-controlled territory, which maybe is another sign that the Ukrainian counteroffensive is very close. And maybe some even argue that Ukrainian counteroffensive even already has started. Simply, it was not a large-scale counteroffensive along all the line of this more than 1,000 kilometer of front, but maybe counteroffensive started through these targeting strikes. And also some experts believe that probably when the Ukrainian counteroffensive will start, or at least when the counteroffensive will be in its full scale of operation, then Azerbaijan may use this situation to launch a large-scale attack against, if not Armenia, or at least against Nagorno-Karabakh Republic. Interestingly, these both scenarios are possible, and even they do not contradict each other, because theoretically Azerbaijan may try to force Armenia to sign some sort of document, let's call it peace agreement or agreement on restoration of bilateral relations, while simultaneously trying to target Nagorno-Karabakh Defense Army. Most probably, as far as we can assess publicly available information, there will be no wording about Nagorno Karabakh on the document which now is being discussed between Armenia and Azerbaijan. The absence of Nagorno Karabakh may allow Armenian side to argue that, look, there is nothing about Nagorno Karabakh in this peace agreement, which means that conflict is there, conflict is not solved, so negotiations should continue in some format with involvement of some sides to finally settle the Nagorno Karabakh conflict. While Azerbaijani side may argue that, look, there is no word about Nagorno Karabakh in the peace agreement, which means that even Armenia agrees that conflict is over and there is no Nagorno Karabakh. So potentially, Azerbaijan may sign peace agreement with Armenia and simultaneously preparing its strike against Nagorno Karabakh Defense Army. From another point of view, Azerbaijan continues its blockade of Nagorno Karabakh. He established checkpoint on April 23, almost 3 weeks now, and apparently Azerbaijan is not going to deconstruct this checkpoint. Probably the only way to force Azerbaijan to do that is a military force, but definitely Russia is not going to use military force against Azerbaijan, and obviously Armenia is not ready or also does not want to use military force against Azerbaijan to force Azerbaijan to remove the checkpoint, which means that checkpoint will remain there. And from Azerbaijani perspective, if checkpoint is remains there, maybe there is even no need for Armenia-Azerbaijan agreement, because without Armenia-Azerbaijan agreement or with Armenia-Azerbaijan agreement, nothing will be changed on the ground in Nagorno-Karabakh. Azerbaijan will continue to use the checkpoint as a way to control every movement in and out of Nagorno-Karabakh. Yes, most of Armenians will reject to pass through the checkpoint. I mean, Armenians living in Nagorno-Karabakh, but it's not a problem for Azerbaijan, because Azerbaijan may say, okay, you don't want to use the checkpoint, you want to stay in Stepanakert, okay, stay there as much as you want, but you should disband your illegal military units. And from Azerbaijani point of view, Nagorno-Karabakh Defense Army is an illegal military unit. Otherwise, I will use force to disband them, and then, okay, if no one again want to use this checkpoint, it's your problem. But at the end of the day, we also understand that Nagorno-Karabakh needs supply of some sort of goods, at least at the minimum level, humanitarian goods. But now Azerbaijanis are clearly stating that even Red Cross cars or machines should pass through the checkpoint and the document should be signed, which means that most probably, even for the humanitarian cargo to be delivered to Nagorno-Karabakh, Armenia or Nagorno-Karabakh Armenians should use this Azerbaijani checkpoint. So we have an interesting situation when simultaneously two scenarios is possible. The signature of some document between Armenia and Azerbaijan, it could be a full agreement by the end of 2023, or it could be agreement on roadmaps or agreement on principles within several weeks, but it will not preclude any large-scale attack of Azerbaijan against Nagorno-Karabakh Defense Army, and it will not prevent Azerbaijan to continue to use the checkpoint to entangle Nagorno-Karabakh Republic. It's an interesting situation, as we may face a reality when Armenia-Azerbaijan peace process is somehow continuing, and even if there are some successes, while the situation in Nagorno-Karabakh will deteriorate more and more. This is all for today, and we will meet soon.